Bitboy Crypto pulls up at Sam Bankman-Fried's $40 million penthouse in the Bahamas. Plus, guys, I've got some FTX news that's like straight tinfoil hat stuff, so you're definitely going to want to stay to the end of this episode because I got all the top crypto news stories that the mainstream media is not telling you about. Now, but first, before we get started, guys, I do have to thank you guys because check this out. I want to thank all of you watching this. Check this out on YouTube, guys. I have 3,999 public watch hours of the 4,000 watch hours required to get monetized. So thank you to everyone watching for helping get this channel monetized. And if you could, drop me 4,000 in the comments, guys, to celebrate. So let's go ahead. Let's get straight into it. And guys, if you want to, help me get the watch hours, I definitely suggest going to watch my latest video I posted the other day with the amazing Miss Leia Halpern. She's absolutely incredible, guys. She's one of the best voices in Bitcoin, in crypto, in the freedom space. So definitely go check out that interview, guys, because it is awesome. Now, let's get to the next story, guys. So, yes, Bitboy Crypto has pulled up to Sam Bankman-Fried's penthouse in the Bahamas. Check it out, guys. So if you want, head over to Bitboy Crypto's channel. That's Sam's penthouse in the Bahamas. Bitboy brought a security team. And, what's interesting, guys, is he pulled up. They're just trying to get an interview with Sam. They actually talked to the security at the penthouse. And the security was actually really cool with him. And from what they're saying is, guys, no one even came to the Bahamas to talk to him. No CIA, no FBI, no SEC, no mainstream media. Where's Fox News? Where's CNN? Where's the coverage of this? Why does Bitboy Crypto have to be the one to try to go get an interview with Sam? I mean, guys, according to our mainstream media, Sam's done nothing wrong. It was just an accident, all this collapse. So he should have no problem with telling his side of the story. Now, I understand, guys, there may be legal implications that, Sam probably has lawyers that's telling him not to talk. But at this point, guys, if Sam's not going to talk and you're a retail investor that invested money on this platform, guys, don't we deserve answers? Like, don't we deserve to know where our money is or who stole the money? So really, really interesting development, guys. And look, check this out, guys. This was the tinfoil hat stuff I was telling you about. Another one, FTX invested $11.5 million into Farmington State Bank, the 26th smallest bank in the country, with only 3 employees with a net worth of only $6 million. It's hard to believe that regulators would have knowingly allowed FTX to gain control of a U.S. bank, but there's more to it. Before the acquisition, Farmington deposits had been steadily $10 million a decade. In the third quarter this year, the bank's deposit jumped nearly 600%, $84 million. Where did that money come from? Nearly all increased $71 million came from just 4 new accounts. I wonder who those 4 people could be. The fact that an offshore hedge fund, a crypto firm, was buying a stake in a tiny bank for multiples of its stated book value should have raised massive red flags for the FDIC, state regulators, and Federal Reserve. It's astonishing that all of this got improved. So, guys, this is from the New York Times. Like, this is the New York Times. So, guys, ask yourself, why would FTX buy one of the smallest banks in the country? And that the bank stated that they didn't even do mortgages because they didn't want to deal with the paperwork. And the bank had a huge increase of all this money. And all the money is missing from FTX, according to the bankruptcy filings. Things that make you go, Again, guys, at this point, we're just calling for an investigation because every day, new disturbing stuff is coming out. And it's like, how could this be happening with all the regulatory oversight in this country, with all the different checks and balances, with all the different independent government organizations that are supposed to be protecting us against fraud like this? How did every system fail? How did and even our mainstream media has failed because they're really not even covering the story. The story's actually being broken from people on crypto Twitter. That's actually who's breaking the story, and we're kind of forcing the mainstream media's hand to cover it. And we're making progress, guys. We're making slow progress, but, progress nonetheless. Check this out, guys, on Twitter. FTX US donated $1 million to a super PAC aligned with Mitch McConnell in October. Mitch McConnell. So Mitch McConnell's obviously a Republican. So guys, again, this isn't a right versus left thing. So many people are getting caught up in that. So many people get, oh, Kevin, you're just attacking the Democrats, or Kevin, you just don't like Joe Biden. Guys, these are criminals. Once we can get detached from this right versus left paradigm, once we can understand that neither party in this situation has our best interests at hand, that these are criminals. These are criminals that conspired with each other to hurt you, the retail investor. And guys, understand that this plan it got foiled. This plan got foiled. It was a lot more diabolical. It was a lot more diabolical down the road because, guys, they were working hand in hand with the SEC. Guys, if you want to know what happened to Celsius, if you want to know what happened to Voyager, it was these guys. It was these guys that they were the reason that these institutions failed. Now, understand that once they were able to get rid of all the competition, they wanted it to just be FTX. And they were going to take everything else down because they'd have the SEC as their henchmen to take down any project that threatened them, any exchange, any brokerage, any crypto that threatened their empire. Guys, this is the greatest financial crime in the history of the United States. And again, guys, I know some of you are tired of hearing about this on this channel. Well, guess what? We're going to keep covering it till we get justice, guys, because if we don't get justice, forget about your NFT project. Forget about your crypto project. All of that is gone. All of that is gone. If these monsters would have gotten away with this, I want you guys to really understand that, because there's something, I'm going to get to more at the end of this video. There's something a lot more sinister why they were trying to regulate especially all crypto projects out of the space, because they want to implement their CBDCs. That was the greater plan. Eventually, they wanted this whole house of cards to collapse. But by then, they would have, the regulatory oversight over everything. The whole house of cards collapse. In comes the government CBDCs. It's real, guys. It's real. Check this out, guys. New York Post, SEC Chair Gensler rushing to unveil big changes amid FTX scandal. So if you're wondering what the big changes are, well, guys, for one, but sources tell me that Gensler is doing just that, preparing to unveil plans for the biggest change in about 2 decades to the way stocks are routed from buyers to sellers. Guys, sounds like profit for order flow. Check this out, guys. Gensler, SEC has moved so far beyond its mission that it's looking to score lefty points and join the environmental social governance bandwagon by forcing companies to disclose non-financial metrics, such as how are they reducing their carbon footprint. So, guys, does that sound like something that's needed in the stock market, this ESG narrative, how companies are reducing their carbon footprint? And if you think that is something the stock market needs, and if you think these ESG narratives are anything other than more government bureaucracy, let me show you something. We've covered this before, but some of you never saw this. So this is FTX Trading. This is their ESG score. So FTX Trading actually is their leadership. So the people that run FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried and company, got a 50 on their ESG leadership and governance score. Compare that to ExxonMobil, which got a 38. So think about that, guys. FTX, a failed crypto exchange, got a higher ESG rating than ExxonMobil. And this is something that Gary Gensler thinks is crucial for our stock market, to have an ESG score. I mean, guys, this is madness. This is madness. Next story, guys, check it out. Elon Musk and MicroStrategy sailor Sam Wall Street Journal for giving foot massages to Sam Bankman-Fried. So check this out, guys. So, our mainstream media is doing all these puff pieces, making Sam Bankman-Fried look like this do-gooder guy that just, his crypto exchange just failed, all shucks. Elon Musk tweeted, Wall Street Journal giving foot massages to a criminal. Guys, Elon's right. I mean, Elon is right. Our mainstream media, it's disgusting. SEC Chair Gary Gensler criticized for approach to crypto regulations by U.S. lawmakers. So again, guys, now Gary Gensler is starting to take some heat for all this FTX stuff. I mean, it's about time, guys, because, hey, he's the head of the SEC. He wasted no time beating the drum for Tornado Cash or XRP or any other projects that the SEC is going after. He was real vocal. Man, Gary's being awfully quiet when it comes to FTX. I wonder if that's because his former boss, his daughter, was one of the heads at FTX. Things that make you go, All right, next story, guys. Cointelegraph, Alameda Research withdrew $204 million ahead of a bankruptcy filing. Oh, guys, I mean, that's nothing to see. I mean, you know, you're having a bankruptcy filing and $200 million just disappears. I mean, that's completely normal, guys. Nothing to investigate. Some positive news, guys. Check this out. Belgium says BTC, ETH, and other decentralized coins are not securities. So that's been the big talk, guys. Whether it be the SEC or with other governments, is, you know, can these tokens pass the Howey test? If you don't want to pass the Howey test because you're deemed a security. If you're deemed a security, then you're under the jurisdiction of the SEC, which is, you do, obviously, for obvious reasons, you do not want that, because the SEC has proven to us that they are complicit and just allow everything that happened with FTX. So we don't want to be under the jurisdiction of the SEC, and the SEC has come out and said that Bitcoin is not a security. That is good, but that may not be the same for other cryptocurrencies. So that's something we will continue to cover, but other governments are saying they're not. So something to think about. Now, check this out, guys. El Salvador establishes National Bitcoin Office to manage all projects related to cryptocurrency. So what I'm hearing out of El Salvador, guys, obviously they're the first to adopt the Bitcoin standard, but what I'm hearing is not only they're going to buy 1 Bitcoin per day to add to their treasury, that they are deeming all other assets securities, meaning that Ethereum, NFTs, XRP, no matter what it is, it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. Everything else is a security. It's got to go through their securities exchange and get approval to be listed or to be bought or sold. So very, very interesting, guys. El Salvador is going to be a country we definitely going to want to watch for the next couple of years. Check this out, guys. Super bullish story. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Crypto cannot be blamed for FTX collapse. Absolutely, guys. Robert Kiyosaki said, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not the same as Sam Bankman-Fried. It's not Bitcoin. It's FTX. That's the problem. Absolutely right, guys. So the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, who previously was not very bullish on Bitcoin cryptocurrencies in the past, guys, he's done a 180. No matter how far down a wrong road you go, it's never a bad idea to turn around. And I believe if Robert Kiyosaki, one of the greatest minds of our generation, you know, he's had so much influence through his book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I believe that if he can get this stuff and he can conceptualize it, that, and again, he was a Bitcoin critic, and he could come to the light, I believe that anybody can. So next story, guys. So Turkey investigates former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried for fraud, seizes assets. Here we go, guys. So this is what I'm talking about. So, you know, Sam obviously has assets all over the world, you know, different mansions, different properties, different offshore bank accounts. What we need is some unilateral support of other governments, whether it be the Bahamian government, the Turkish government, the United States government, anywhere where this dude had assets. They need to be frozen, they need to be seized, and they need to be given back to the retail investors. We need to make the retail investors that lost money on this platform whole first. Then we'll go to all the other creditors. Then then the criminal case will really start, because once we kind of get everybody, make everybody whole, then these criminals need to be in jail. But it's good that we're seeing foreign governments take the lead and force the issue, because I believe it's going to force the United States government's hand. And guys, my prediction is that this dude's going to end up in jail when it's all said and done. Once the smoke clears, guys, they tried covering it up. They tried. But Bitboy Crypto's literally at the dude's house. So, something's going to happen, guys. And guys, shout out to Bitboy Crypto. Ben, definitely give him a follow, guys. Definitely support what he's doing, because Ben is the voice of the people right now, guys, because we can't rely on our mainstream media to do it, unfortunately. Check out the story about Bitboy. Ben Armstrong spreads FUD, calls on Solana, asking investors to run. As you guys know, Solana's one of my biggest holdings. I've recently sold it. And I think I'm going to buy back in, even though Ben said this. And what Ben is referring to in this is this investing.com article, I believe. Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research holds 13.25% of Solana coins in circulation. So that's not good, guys. You don't want one entity holding 13.5% of a token supply, especially if the entity is known criminals, right? So definitely concerned about Solana, guys. I'll do a whole nother episode where I break down more in depth of what's going on with Solana. Solana's got a robust ecosystem. There's so many projects, so many dApps, so many games being developed on it. But unfortunately, this FTX situation is a black eye on Solana, and I really do feel like a little bit of guilt, for my involvement in Solana, my investment in Solana. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't catch some of this stuff before, crypto Twitter did, because I think if I would have known the evilness of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, I probably would have been a little bit more cautious with Solana, knowing their involvement. I mean, but again, guys, nobody else caught it, so unfortunately I didn't catch it. But hey, guys, again, no matter how far down the wrong road you go, it's never a bad idea to turn around. Next story, guys, Newswire: visitors can now sell Bitcoin in Dubai for cash. Guys, that's big. That's big. So they got a reputable crypto OTC in Dubai. Wishes to expand crypto exposure in the city. If you guys don't know about Dubai, it's becoming one of the tech capitals of the world, a hub for freedom, a hub for innovation, and now people can take their Bitcoin and extract it for cash. That is that's a big bullish sign, guys, because there's a lot of big money in Dubai. So something we're definitely going to watch. Last story, guys, Bank of Japan to launch digital yen pilot program next year. So we're seeing all these banks launch these central bank digital currencies, which are essentially built on blockchain technology. Now, why is that important, guys? Because think about it. These central banks, mainstream media, all told you this technology, it's beanie babies, it's going away, that the technology's terrible, and nobody's going to use it. Kind of like what they said about the internet. Oh, nobody's going to use the internet. Nobody's going to order stuff. Nobody's going to order stuff on. Nobody's going to put their credit card information on the internet. Now central banks are saying like, oh, well, actually, we're going to do our own thing. But the reason why this is important, guys, and this is one thing I want you to take from the article, guys, and again, do your own research. I'm not trying to influence y'all how to think. I just want you to think for yourselves. Is what they stated in the article, guys, is they talked a lot about being able to run, here it is, check it out. The pilot program will include different tests for the currency to determine its behavior when doing everyday transactions such as deposit and withdrawals. Also, the bank will be testing its functionality in emergencies where internet connections are limited or simply not available. Internet connections emergencies when there's no internet. Well, guys, we have cell phones, so we pretty much always have internet on your phone. Why are they focused on offline payments? Could it perhaps be a cyber attack is coming? Is this something that they're foreshadowing? Is this something that they're warning us about? Something to think about, guys. Anyway, y'all, I'm Classic Kev. You made this far in the video, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Drop me again, guys. Drop me a 4,000 in the comments. Write 4,000 in the comments. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Peace.